Desiree with theastrologyaddiction.com, and thank you so much for watching. Today I'm going to be doing the composite moon through the 12 zodiac signs. So your composite chart, and I'm using the midpoint method for this, but a composite chart is between you and another person. So it's basically your relationship chart. Typically in the composite chart, the moon focuses on the emotional, component of the relationship, the innate connection that you might just have with someone. It could be a partner, a family member, sibling, mother, father. But I think for the reading's sake, I'm just going to speak to couples, like marriage partners or people who are in relationships. And the moon also focuses a lot on the woman as well. So the woman or the feminine, more feminine person in the relationship. This says a lot about how they view the relationship and is definitely very insightful when you are looking at relationship astrology. So I'm going to start with the first sign in the zodiac, which is Aries. Now, when you have your composite moon in Aries, the relationship will be something that is, very passionate, especially in the beginning. It can be very lustful. It can be something that you guys feel like you're fighting for something together. Maybe that you were brought together to reach a goal or to kind of start a movement, possibly. Like this could be something I would see in a relationship of like a really fiery business partnership where they, in the beginning, maybe they have all of these great creative ideas and they get something rolling. It doesn't speak really towards a longevity of a relationship or finishing out until the end. Just because Aries is more impatient, it's quicker, more lustful. So I would see this being something that is definitely very passionate and can have a real purpose and, effect on the couple. But I wouldn't necessarily say this speaks to longevity. An Aries moon can be something really hot and fiery. This is a relationship where you meet someone for the first time on a night out, and it's just a hot physical connection, maybe more so than emotional. And maybe in the long run, it leads towards being something that is maybe emotionally, tense, or that you guys could bicker a lot. It could be something where you guys argue or fight, and it just has a high volatility as far as the emotional side to the relationship goes. Now, with your Taurus moon in a composite chart, this is a great moon to have. Of course, Taurus moons are exalted and they're very well placed. So typically this is something that you would see in a couple maybe who's been together for a long time, or they have a really good emotional connection. They see eye to eye emotionally on where they're going in the relationship, what they want, and how they're getting it. It's definitely something where they find each other's presence to be quite cozy and helps them to kind of grow and do the things that they want to do. Any moon that would be in an earth sign for a relationship helps each individual grow. It's a growth sign because the earth is all about nurturing and it's all about growth. And really the seeds that are sown and that are planted, and the longevity that they will have, what they will flourish, what they will, the fruits that will grow from the plants. This is all about building together. So when you have an earth moon in your composite chart, it's a good sign. And the Taurus moon especially definitely shows a lot of loyalty, steadiness, even stubbornness. You could be a couple that maybe isn't someone who is going to want to move and live in many different types of cities or places, or even experience many different types of things together. You could be more fixed and wanting to, this is what's comfortable for you. This is what you like as a couple. So this is what you do. You probably don't stray away from like what you like to do. And maybe even you're not very comfortable trying new things together. So, that can cause issues between the couple, because sometimes people may desire that, spontaneity a little bit more. So that can cause some friction, but it is definitely something where, the couple can last quite a long time together. Now, your composite moon in Gemini, this is something where the couple definitely has a high level of communication. They really enjoy each other's intellect and enjoy communicating with each other a lot. They probably have a level of maybe flirtation that was really hot in the beginning of the relationship and can kind of last throughout. It can also, be something where you guys are always making each other laugh and joking and just having fun. It's kind of lighthearted. So I would see it as being not a really deep and, intense, like emotional relationship, maybe more light and fun, and not, definitely not something that's, I would see, lasting a really long time. It can definitely be so more like between friends or even just couples that are together for a short period of time, because Gemini is, gets bored. Gemini is mutable, so they certainly want to kind of go on to the next thing. So it can be something where maybe they were really interested in each other for a while and had a good emotion or communicative rapport with each other that built their emotional connection. And maybe it can deepen, definitely. I'm not saying it's only a relationship that will be fleeting, but it definitely needs to, be worked on. And I think, honesty, making sure that you guys are on the same page is definitely important with this, because a Gemini moon can be more inclined to kind of sit on the surface and maybe not go down to the truth with one another so much. They may want to not hurt one another, so they don't want to tell them everything. Maybe they have, two things going on at once. I would see that, Gemini is the sign of twins, so it can be a possible situation where the other person is maybe dating other people at the same time, potentially. Not always, but that could be one, one avenue that it would take with the Gemini moon in the composite chart. Now, a Cancer moon in the composite chart. This is a very sweet placement. Cancer moons, are moody, definitely. So you can have more arguments with one another, more ups and downs, more emotional connecting. You can definitely from the beginning have a really deep emotional connection with the person, and, really want to build on that. You can find each other to be very safe and want to tell each other things and just spend a lot of time really in close spaces to one another. I wouldn't see this as like being the couple that wants to go travel the world and do dangerous things together. More so like they want to stay at home, they want to just cuddle and just eat food and relax and be together and have like their safe home space together. So building a home is definitely important for these people. I see this a lot in friendships as well, because between people who, some people just need that level of security with a friend. They don't trust other people. Maybe they've came from different backgrounds that are challenging or abusive even, or just, they come from the same types of places in their lineage. So they meet because they have that in common. They have something in common in their history, and they meet, and they can really build a strong bond and friendship and rapport with one another. But again, it can be definitely like moody or up and down. One day they're really close and the next day they're fighting. But it's a very special bond, I think, having a Cancer moon in the composite chart. Now, having your Leo moon in the composite chart, this is a very fun sign. I would definitely say that these people are probably loyal to one another and that they really, like being with one another. Leo's all about, attention, compliments. And so I think in the relationship, you would see them having like a lot of fun together. And it can be very romantic as well. Leo is a sign of the king. It's a sign of the heart. And I think that when people have a Leo moon in their composite chart, they definitely want to be together. They definitely have a really high level of love and care for one another, and they want to start a family. Leos love children. They love just having fun, laughter. So I could definitely see this being a placement where someone would want to start a family with the person that they're in this relationship with. Now, I actually had this with an ex relationship that I was in, and for the woman's side of the moon in the composite chart, the woman can feel like she was really proud of the relationship. Like she's really proud of the partner. She holds him in high regard. She has a lot of respect for him, especially in the beginning. She sees him as almost like a king. She, values his opinion. She wants to, be his right hand. She wants to, it's like the sign of the king. It's a real raw love, and it's a very loyal love, but it is the type of thing that, she may feel like the relationship is going to give her some type of a royal status or something like that. Like she's able to, you know, take advantage of the relationship to, you know, fulfill her emotional needs and to fill her security needs, because Leo has, you know, the royalties. It has a lot of things, so that can be attractive to both of the people in the relationship. They can see like they want to gain something from it, like they have a duty to the relationship in some type of a way to be loyal. You know, it might not be even natural for the male or the female to be loyal or to, you know, be in a monogamous relationship, but they have like a duty to this union for the time being to, you know, stick with it. Now your Virgo moon. Now Virgo moons is what me and my partner have, and it is something where someone in the relationship is giving up something of their life, you know, or even both of them. They have to give up a part of what they have going on, maybe in their life individually, to be together. And it can be a really great thing. You know, they can give up something bad in their life. They can give up a bad hobby or bad friends or whatever. Just they're having to do some type of a sacrifice to make the relationship work. But this is a very growth-oriented placement. As I mentioned, all of the earth signs, when you have your moon there, it's very like you want to build something with the other person. You want to put your roots down with them and just, you know, create something physical with them. So create a home with them, create a peaceful environment. Virgo moons in a relationship can also want to serve one another, definitely, you know, want to cook for each other, want to do things to make each other's life a little bit easier, want to give to one another. And just there's like a high level of maturity to this placement, I think, that maybe some of the other earlier signs don't have as much of. Those are a little more raw. You know, the Aries is just the fiery, passionate, adventurous relationship. Taurus is your long-term, like I'm comfortable with you, so I'm gonna stick with you. Gemini is like the fun, flirty relationship. Cancer moons are the, you know, emotional bond that's a little more intense that you make. Leo's the romance. And Virgo is sort of a maturing, like this relationship is a union that we want to stay with and keep going together, because we're meant to build something, you know, earthly together. We're meant to bond for a purpose. And we have to sometimes sacrifice for each other. You know, it's a lot of hard work at times, but with a lot of great rewards. You know, Virgo's all about the harvest. So it's working hard, planting a lot of seeds and waiting for things to grow. So those are the first 6 signs of the zodiac in the composite chart for your moon placement. So if you have any questions, please leave them below, and I will continue the last 6 signs, Libra through Pisces, in the next video. And if you'd like to book a reading with me on a relationship or just your chart, please see the link in the description box. Thanks guys, have a good day. Bye.